I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. And give an F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn they stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keeta. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route, that seen it. And I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron, boy, young G's. And I'm a self-made man out of Sweden. And it's still off top, I'm tweaking. But I still gotta fight my demons. I ain't no good, I'm evil. I ain't been clean since Eden. It's a war going on outside.
What's going on, guys? Welcome into the WAG show. This is episode 33. It is Wednesday, March 29th. We have almost made it to opening day of MLB. It is tomorrow. We are here to talk about today's best bets. Last day of the basketball background, last day of the basketball intro. We got baseball tomorrow. We'll still be talking basketball too. Don't worry about that. We'll just be talking about both. But we do have some baseball to talk about tomorrow. Thank you guys for liking the stream. If you're in here, like the stream. It really helps us out. And first, before we get into anything today, we have to talk about what went on last night. And it was maybe the best thing I've ever been a part of when it comes to sports betting. This is the beauty of betting on sports. When things like this happen and you're a part of these things, we don't know when they're going to happen. We don't know if they'll this is like a couple times a year, special things like this happen. And we were a part of it last night. If you were in the Discord, the free college basketball bets, I had one play. There's 2 NIT games last night. I had one play. The first leg of the play, Wisconsin, North Texas, under 114.5. The second play, Utah Valley plus 4.5. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Wisconsin, North Texas, under 114.5. I got some questions in Discord. People were saying, why would we take an under on something that low? Which is a value. That's it's a viable question to have. 114.5 is an insane total. But I've learned one thing in my time sports betting the last 3 to 4 years. I've learned one thing, and it's that there's some telltale signs to sports betting. It's kind of like I would attribute it to when Army Navy playing football. You always take the under, right? Like everyone knows this. Like it's like a joke. Like take the under in the Army Navy game. They could total it at whatever they want. Like you're gonna take the under, right? Things like that apply in other aspects of sports. So when you see a basketball total at 114.5, immediately before I looked at anything else, that was a sign that game is going under. That's an insanely low total. Okay, like clearly something is up there. So obviously, I mean, we know like North Texas very slow, Wisconsin very slow, both good defensive teams. North Texas is arguably the best defensive team in the entire country. So it's obvious why the total was that low. But when Vegas actually goes out and prices it at 114.5, something is up. So we take the under. And I was not prepared for the ride that we were about to go on last night because I stopped watching the game at one point. I was dejected. At one point, the live over-under of that game at one point was 142. I mean, it was going to crush the over. People that took the over, I guarantee you there were tweets, posts, there may have been videos made already about taking the over on that game. Those people had to have felt so insanely smart. They had to feel like Megamind, like their brain was just so big. Like Vegas put this total at 114.5, and it's going to absolutely smash the over. Like those people, Jared, yes, to your point. At the halfway point of the first half, it was on pace for over 140. Yes. I saw it at 142 at one point. The people that took the over, Jared, had to have felt so insanely smart. They had, I guarantee you, if I searched Twitter, people left posts up. I guarantee people had made posts about taking the over, and they were victory lapping it. I know they were. But the Wisconsin Badgers had a last surprise for us this college basketball season, fighting hard for our dollars. They didn't score for the last 9 minutes of the game. It was unlike anything I've ever seen. These are the moments that make sports betting great. When you take an under on a 114.5 and it's going to just destroy the over. And out of nowhere, this absolutely shitbag team comes in there and doesn't score for 10 minutes. And then there was no points at all for like the last 2 minutes and 10 seconds. I mean, this is unlike anything I've ever seen. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I mean, it was insane. They took almost a minute off the clock one time and didn't score a point. They turned it over. They got the ball, they missed, they got the rebound. They took like 45 seconds off the clock and no points had been scored, and then they turned it over. It was insane. It was the power of karma. It might have been. It really might have been. It was awesome. I made a TikTok and I said, I literally I'm not being serious, but I don't want to bet anymore ever again because that was that great. Like that was the best bet I've ever hit ever. It was that fun. Like when it started looking like it could potentially go under towards the end of that game, I couldn't believe it. I've thought about it all day. Like I can't stop thinking about it. It's just hilarious that this happened. It's insane. So hopefully you guys were in the Discord and you were a part of that because once that happened and they went under, it was obvious that Utah Valley was going to clutch up and cover the spread. And Utah, they got down 8-0 early. They were down 10 at one point. It wasn't looking good. UAB obviously is a good team, but Utah Valley stuck in there like the wagon they are. They sent it to overtime. They had a chance to win the game, but yeah. So that was just a great bet to win last night. Absolutely so much fun. But some people in Discord had asked about baseball futures. So I'm going to give a few baseball futures out before we dive into NBA today. I have 2 picks for NBA, maybe 3. I can't really decide. I definitely like 2 NBA plays, and we'll see about maybe a third. So I have a couple plays I like. And if you guys have any NBA props you would like to discuss, post them in the chat now, and we can talk about them. I need the most solid MLB season leader bet today. Yeah, I have one, I think. I have one. I've kind of thought about a couple of them. The futures, I have a rookie of the year pick I feel very good about. Someone in Discord just asked about no run first innings. Okay, no run first inning is fun to bet on, but it's extremely overrated to bet on. Like people think that it's extremely profitable when you average out the actual numbers of it. It's really not. Like it's really kind of a trap to bet on that, but they are fun to bet on. So we do bet on them sometimes, but I don't think you're in the stream because you asked me in Discord and I saw it pop up. But Corey, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. So I'm going to give out a couple of futures and then we'll dive into NBA plays today. The couple I like. So first future, this is my favorite one. And I just bet this. I actually feel pretty confident in this. And let me confirm the odds on it. I took this on FanDuel Sportsbook, and it's rookie of the year, American League Rookie of the Year, Anthony Volpe plus 650. I like that one a lot. So I liked this before it got announced that Volpe made the team and stuff. Now it's pretty clear that he's going to start at shortstop. If he has even a remotely decent season and doesn't get hurt and starts at shortstop for the New York Yankees for the entirety of the season, and they probably win their division, I would find it really, really hard for him not to win the award. Like Gunnar Henderson or any of these other guys would have to put up if Volpe has a decent year, stays healthy, and starts at shortstop the whole year for the Yankees. Any of these other guys are going to have to put up crazy good years, I think, to beat him for this award. So Volpe plus 650 to win Rookie of the Year is one of my favorites. Judge for home run leader. I don't know, man. I don't think he's going to hit as many as he did last year at all. I was kind of like, when you look at his, like, I mean, he's plus 550 for overall to lead in home runs. But if you look at his individual numbers, like, I think it's telling that, you know, he's pretty juiced on the under 44.5, right? So I don't think, obviously, he's not going to do what he did last year. Obviously, 44.5 is still a pretty big number. But I think there's more value in taking maybe like Mike Trout at plus 1,000, Jordan Alvarez at 1,100, or Vlad Jr. at 1,100. I think I like those a little bit more than Judge if I was going to pick a home run leader. But anyways, so Volpe Rookie of the Year I really like. And then National League Cy Young. Let me confirm the odds here. Spencer Strider at plus 1,000. That's my National League Cy Young pick. I like that as well. So obviously he's going to strike out a ton of guys. I think it's going to be between him and Max Scherzer by the time we get to the end of the season, assuming they both stay healthy. But if Strider stays healthy and makes all of his starts and does what I think he's going to do in the strikeout department, I think he is going to have a really, really solid chance to win this award. So Spencer Strider plus 1,000 NL Cy Young is the second one I'm going to give out. Those are like the two I feel best about. If you want to take some sprinkles on some other guys, I think most strikeouts maybe. Let me confirm the odds here. Shane Bieber at plus 2,000 to lead the league in strikeouts, I think is a good one at those odds. Obviously, Garrett Cole is the overwhelming favorite here at plus 550, but I like Bieber for strikeout leader and win leader. If you guys want some longer odds ones, I think he's going to have a good year. I think this might be his last year on the Guardians, assuming that they maybe trade him next year or in the offseason. So I think they're not really going to limit him in any way. They kind of limited him at times last year. I don't think they're going to do that this year. And I think he's going to have a pretty big year. So I like maybe some dabbles on that. It's really hard. You could bet him AL Cy Young too. Because I assume if he leads and wins, he's probably going to win Cy Young if I had to guess. So Spike, what's up? AL MVP pick is, someone asked about that. That's tough to bet on because if Shohei Ohtani stays healthy, he's gonna win MVP. I mean, he's plus 220. Like there's honestly value on Ohtani at plus 220 to win MVP because if he stays healthy, he's gonna win MVP. So it's really tough to bet that. I would rather bet Trout, Vlad, or Jordan for home run leader than I would bet them MVP because I think if Ohtani stays healthy, it's really hard for him not to win MVP. NL MVP, you could take some stabs there. Acuna at plus 1,000. Soto's the favorite. I think Soto or Acuna will probably win it. So that would be my pick there. We'll be putting it. Yeah, I'll post them in Discord after. Yeah, that's fine. World Series pick. I haven't bet anyone World Series. If you just ask me my pick, I think if the Yankees, as unfortunate as this is, because I really don't like the Yankees, but assuming they stay healthy, I think they have a pretty good chance to win it. Although they are already banged up. I mean, Severino's down, Rodon's down. So they are already getting kind of banged up. But, all that matters is if you're relatively healthy by the playoffs. So I do think the Yankees, for betting-wise, Padres, Guardians, and I don't know, maybe like the Cardinals stick out. Guardians at 25-1 is interesting just because I think that's likely. They're going to win their division, I think, and I think that we could get another Cleveland, New York playoff series, which would be really fun. But I'm really hoping that the Padres get over the hump and make it to the World Series this year. Whether they win or not, I'm hoping that they can at least get there. I think that would be really fun. So, but if you just ask me my pick, I think probably Yankees or Braves if I had to pick someone. I don't want to pick the Astros, so Yankees or Braves would be my pick. Betting-wise, I like Padres, Cleveland, and maybe like the Cardinals for some value. Phillies, yeah. So Hoskins got hurt. Obviously, Bryce is going to be out for a while. Like before all that, like if they were healthy, yeah, I think the Phillies have a legitimate chance to win it. So we'll see what happens. Obviously Hoskins isn't going to be there, but assuming Bryce comes back and he's relatively okay, they definitely could. I mean, they have the pitching, and yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate that pick. Braves country, yeah, it does. I actually we went to a Braves game like 2 years ago when we went down and hung out with all the Prize Picks people. Their stadium is sick, man. Love that park. Obviously, I like all the Braves players, so I'll be rooting for them. Tampa Bay, that would be awesome, man. That would be really cool if Tampa Bay like made a run. I mean, I know they've made a couple runs. Like they had a legit chance to beat the Dodgers a few years ago. You know, obviously when they took out Snell, that kind of hurt things, but yeah, that would be sick if Tampa made a run. I would rather Tampa make a run than the Yankees because I just can't with the Yankees, man. I just can't. It's not even that. I don't even think it's the Yankees. It's half the time just their dumb fans, I think, that just annoy me. Yeah, I'm from Atlanta. Yeah, that's one of the nicest parks I've been to. It was really nice, and all the people were super nice around there. I enjoyed my time there. NBA picks, yeah, we're getting to that now. So whoever asked, I will post those in the Discord, the futures I just said. But we'll go ahead and dive into NBA here. So if you guys are wondering how MLB will work, so we'll still talk about NBA and MLB on this show each day until obviously NBA ends. But NBA is ending soon. I think most teams only have 5, 6, 7 games left regular season, and then it heads into the playoffs. So MLB is the same as us for NBA. If you guys sign up for the premium package, you'll get the Prize Picks Predictor, Underdog Predictor. You'll get the premium chat. Obviously, Spike and myself will have like premium plays. I'll be doing like props, obviously, but I'll actually have like some MLB bets too each day, kind of like how we've been doing with college basketball. So I'll be posting those in the premium as well. We have Johnny at Bet Karma. He's already done a couple podcasts, but he'll be doing a lot of MLB stuff as well. He's very good when it comes to betting. So we'll have a lot of betting content and picks for the premium members, but we'll still have the free show every single day going over the predictor. If you guys play DFS, you can still get $100 off the season pass. If you guys like to play daily fantasy sports for DraftKings, FanDuel, and you get access to the premium prop picks as well. What is the percentage under difference? Yeah, so the difference is the difference between our projection and what the line is. So you'll see I have the fantasy points pulled up here. Bam Adebayo, his fantasy points line is at 32.5. We have him just over 39. So the difference is almost 20.5%. So that's the biggest differential in our projections. It's the biggest difference between our projection and the line. So obviously that's what we would identify as like the highest value bet today because it's the biggest difference, just over 6.5 points. And spoiler alert, that is one of my couple picks today. Bam Adebayo over 32.5 fantasy points. I think the matchup's fine. And usually I do my own research and I come up with my picks and then I'll go look at the predictor and see if it agrees or disagrees. I was interested in Bam today, but I do take note whenever it's a sizable difference like this, like whenever we hit the 20% differential mark on something, I kind of pay attention to it. I think that that's a significant difference. So I just have to agree. I like Bam over fantasy points tonight, and the research I did confirm that as well. So that is the first play today is Bam over 32.5 fantasy points. I do think Butler will play, but I'm not worried about that. I think they said he's probable, but there's a lot going on with injury stuff today. I didn't go over it, but I saw the Grizzlies are trying to do some weird stuff. Ja's going to be back, but then Bane is not playing. Jaren Jackson is not playing. So I think we're going to see Santi Aldama probably start for Jaren Jackson. Concher's questionable too, so we could see some Kennard action, I think, with Bane not playing. Tillman is questionable, so we could see some more David Roddy. So I don't know what's going on with the Grizzlies today, but I did want to bring that up because I didn't go over injuries. I'll run through them quickly. So Halliburton is out still. Brunson's questionable, and then Embiid and Harden are questionable. Those are kind of like the big ones today. Obviously, Quickly and the rest of the Knicks have smashed when Brunson's been out. And then Embiid, he missed their last game. Harden was supposed to play, and then randomly, like right before the game, got ruled out. I think they said like he would probably play tonight, but okay, they just said that and he didn't. So Maxey, Melton, I guess like Dedman and Reed and Tucker get bumps if Embiid misses, but we'll just have to see what's going on there. And then Larry Markkinen is out for the Jazz as well. But anyways, so first play, Bam over fantasy points. I do like Dinwiddie too. So you can take his fantasy point. You can see he's the second differential here. 36.5 is his line. We have him at 42.5. But you can also take his points line. So it's kind of up to you guys. I like both of them. I do think it looks like his points line moved though. It was at 18.5, now it's at 19.5. So yeah, maybe fantasy points is better. If you can get his points at 18.5, I like it. If you can't get that, then just play the fantasy points. So Dinwiddie over fantasy points and Bam over fantasy points. I also like Dinwiddie over 18.5 points if you can get that, but it looks like it moved to 19.5. So probably just stick with the fantasy points. And then the last one I was kind of debating. I'll just go ahead and give it out. I'm probably going to bet it, so I'll just give it out. But we're going with rebounds and assists. And we're going with Domantas Sabonis over 19.5. So it's not a huge differential. We have him at 21. His line's at 19.5. But I think it's a good spot for him. I mean, we just saw Valanciunas in this exact matchup. I mean, the guy just had 20 rebounds against Portland. It is a big spread, but I think that taking the rebounds and assists as opposed to his points kind of gets mitigated if it's like a blowout because he's going to contribute. We know he's going to contribute across the board anyways. If he gets double-digit boards and some dimes, I think he's easily going to go over this number. So I definitely think he gets 20 today. It's at 20.5 on FanDuel Sportsbook, but it looks like it's still 19.5 on PrizePicks. So if you can get that 19.5 number, I like it. I would not bet it at 20.5 though. Dinwiddie rebounds, assists looks good. Yeah, the projections like that, Corey. I don't like to bet on guards rebounding though. It's just like it sketches me out, so I try to avoid that. So I still think like I would just take his fantasy points. But as you can see, I mean, that is a huge difference, like 12.5 to over 14. It's one of the highest on our projections. So the projections like it. I would just bet fantasy points, I think. Spike likes Randall rebounds and assists. I don't hate that. I want to check and see if our boy's on here. And check what his numbers at. Obviously, we've been betting Jalen Williams quite a bit. Let me see what his PRA's number is. 30.5 against the Pistons. That's tough. No SGA though, so I think I'm gonna add this. So we got 4 plays today. That's a lot. Normally I only give out 2 or 3. We're gonna add Jalen Williams over 30.5 PRAs. So if you guys join late, the plays for today for me, Bam Adebayo over 32.5 fantasy points on Prize Picks. Spencer Dinwiddie over 36.5 fantasy points on Prize Picks. Domantas Sabonis over 19.5 rebounds plus assists. It got bumped up to 20.5 on the books, it looks like. But if you can get that 19.5 on Prize Picks, I still like that. And then Jalen Williams from OKC over 30.5 PRAs. That's my 4 plays for today. So that's a little bit more. Last day before baseball, so we give out 4 plays. I don't hate that. Tomorrow we'll be back. We do the show Monday through Friday if you guys are new, 3 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow we'll be talking a little NBA and a little MLB. MLB will already be going on because it starts at 1, but I mean there's games like in the afternoon and evening. So we could talk about some of the later games a little bit, and then we'll look at the NBA a little bit. And then Friday, I'm assuming there's a pretty decent baseball slate to talk about as well. So good luck with your bets tonight, guys. If you have any further questions, you can find me in the Discord, betkarmachat.com. Download the BetKarma app. You can join from there. Sign up for the premium package. And good luck with your bets tonight, guys. I'll see you on Thursday.